guys, it's Kristen and welcome back to the Gold Project. In today's video, I will be sharing with you my Christmas home tour. Now, I am super excited to share this with you guys. Last year, I realized we did not really decorate because we were in the middle of repainting our cabinets. So this year, I've gotten a lot of new decorations and I cannot wait to share them with you. And I also have a little tutorial on how I do the bow Christmas tree topper. And I'm hoping I explain it very well. So enough with me talking, let's get to the home tour. So we are going to get started with my kitchen dining area, and we are going to start with the kitchen table. The only thing I did on the kitchen table, I kept it pretty simple, is I switched out my burlap table runner for this buffalo plaid one that I purchased from Amazon, and it was only like $8.99. Everything will be linked in the description below. And then in my Rae Dunn planters, I switched out my spring type of greenery for these mini evergreen trees that I purchased from Target. And now we're going to move to my console table. You guys, I kept my console table pretty simple for Christmas. The only thing I did was I moved my little red pickup truck from Hobby Lobby to the table, and I put some little evergreen trees inside of it, but I think my son has been messing around with it and now they're to the side of the truck. And the little trees came from Target. And then for my 3-tier tray that I got from Pottery Barn, I have a little white deer on the top from Target. Then you see my Rae Dunn cream and sugar set that came from Amazon. I don't think it's still available there, but if I can find it, I'll link it below. Then the 2 mugs in the middle, the reindeer and the snowman, are both from Pottery Barn. And then on the bottom, I just have some Rae Dunn bowls and mug, and some little white and red straws from Walmart. The Santa plate came from Target last year. They have a different version this year. And then I have my little red and white tea towel that also came from Target. Now, moving to the right of the console table is my mug rack that I got from Painted Fox Home. And I just made this elf themed. All of the elf plates and trays and cups are Rae Dunn. And then my mother-in-law got me the elf tea towels. I'm not really sure where those came from. And then the little wreath came from Target. Now moving to my kitchen mantle area. This area I've decided to keep pretty simple this year for Christmas. On the floor, I have a Barn Owl Primitive sign. I've had that for a few years now. And then the 2 silver sparkly reindeer came from Cracker Barrel, Lord, I think 10 years ago. I absolutely love them. I actually forgot I had them until I was in my attic the other day. Then on the mantle area, I have 3 of the white houses that came from the Target dollar spot. I just happened upon them. They were $3 a piece. And then you were seeing more of the little tiny evergreen trees that I also got from the Target dollar spot. And then just to add some festive colors, I just took some red ribbon that I got from Walmart and I tied it around both of my little trees. Last but not least, we are going to move to my kitchen bookcase. Now this is a Better Homes and Gardens Cross Mill Collection bookcase from Walmart. On the very top, I have a bunch of glittery presents and a glittery tree. All came from Hobby Lobby. And they don't have the exact ones now, but they have things that are very similar. I got these probably 6 years ago. Then I have a Naughty and Nice platter that is a Rae Dunn platter. Then on the top shelf, the only thing that I have that's Christmas oriented is the little small Santa that actually is a 2-piece set. One is a salt and one is a pepper. I don't know which one this one is. You will see the other one in just a few minutes. And then I did purchase one of the Hearth and Home houses from the Joanna and Chip Gaines line from Target on the right. The middle shelf, starting from the left, I have a little white reindeer that came from Target. Then I also put up here, this is actually from the Valentine's collection, but I thought it matched really well. That is a little heart mug from Rae Dunn. The December 25th sign in the middle came from Grace Inspired Wood on Etsy. And that is all for the Christmas decor on the middle shelf. Then, last but not least, on the bottom shelf, I absolutely love this, my pickup truck Scentsy warmer. And they also have one of these that is blue that has pumpkins for fall that I plan on getting for next year. And then I just have some of those mini evergreen trees that I got from Target. Now we're moving to my actual kitchen area. The first area that I have decorated is my little 2-tier tray from World Market. Now I will link everything to this in the description below as well, just like everything else. I have put on this the other little match to my salt and pepper shaker, the little Santa. Then the little car and the trailer came from Target last year. It is a salt and pepper shaker. And then I have some of the little evergreen trees as well that I got from Target. On the other side of my kitchen, we are going to start with my other 2-tier tray. Now this one came from Painted Fox Home. And on this one I have a little vintage Santa that I got from Hobby Lobby. I absolutely love him. You'll see the second one in a second. And then I have the little car plate on the top, came from Target last year. It's actually just a plastic plate. They have a different kind this year. And the last thing I have is the little reindeer mug from Pottery Barn. And since it is Christmas time, I have pulled out the Peppermint Mrs. Meyer's soaps. I have the multi-surface cleaner, the dish soap, and the hand soap. And all of that came from Grove Collaborative. And the last area that's Christmas themed on my kitchen counter is my little cookies for Santa area. Now the plate and the mug both came from Cotton Colors, and I think I've had these for probably 8+ years now. And then I have a reindeer and a polar bear. Both of them are candle holders from Bath & Body Works, but I removed the candle out of the inside. The last decorated area in my kitchen is my DIY wall shelf that one of my very close friends made for me this time last year. I have not decorated it for a holiday until this one, and I'm excited about how it turned out. I have added some Rae Dunn Christmas mugs like the Jolly and Peace, and then a Rae Dunn Christmas oval that says Deck the Halls. Then I have the little snowman mug from Pottery Barn, the vintage Santa from Hobby Lobby, and then a cute little Christmas fabric bird from Target. Now we are going to move to my 2 Christmas trees. Now last year we just had one, but we decided to add a second this year, and it is Disney themed. We are going to start with that one. That tree is in our office. Now the tree topper came from Dollar General. The Mickey gloves came from Party City. And the tree skirt came from Target. Now, most of the ornaments you have seen on my 2017 ornament haul, and some of the other ones I've had for years. And then I made the Mickey and Minnie heads just out of regular ornaments that I hot glued together. And then on the tree skirt, I have just 3 of our little plush Mickey, Minnie, and Winnie the Pooh. And last but not least, I am going to share our family tree that is in our living room. But before I share the entire thing, I am going to show y'all in person how I make my bow tree topper. Now I'm going to show y'all how I make the Christmas tree topper every year. I've probably been doing this for about 10 years now. I'm not really even sure if I can explain it fully. It's just kind of one of those things. I watched this YouTube tutorial and I just kind of do it. If I can find the YouTube tutorial, I'll make sure to put it in the description below. So I start with a thing of ribbon and I make sure that I have enough for my entire tree topper. And I usually always get new, just because I know if I get a new roll that it's going to fit and it's going to be big enough. And I make sure to get the one with the wire on the ends because you want that because your bow will stand up. You don't want it to be kind of laying flat. And I am using plaid this year. And this ribbon came from Hobby Lobby, if you can kind of see it. I don't know if my camera's wanting to zoom in on it. Okay, so this is the plaid ribbon. And it is 2 sections that I do. I do 2 separate things that go on the top of my tree. So, oh, and I forgot to show you one thing. The way that it attaches to the Christmas tree is using this floral wire. Now, you can get the wire that's in the roll, but I like to get the wire that's the stick-like, okay? So I'm going to end up needing, I think I'm going to use 2 for the first thing and then 2 for the actual bow. And then, of course, I'll need some scissors. So we're going to start with the underneath part first. So what that is, the underneath part, is going to be the little ribbon that hangs down the sides of the tree. It's the simplest part of the 2. So I'm going to take my ribbon here and I am going to just pull it out. I'm going to pull enough of it out that it's going to hang down the side of the tree. So you want to make sure you have enough. Go down, let's see. I'm trying to let y'all see it. Okay, that's probably good. So I'm going to do this 2 times. So I have enough to kind of divide it in half. So I've got this big piece here and I am going to divide it in half like so. And I'm going to fold it. So I've got the little fold right here. Then I'm going to set it aside and I'm going to do that same thing again. And they don't have to be the same size. This is where the wire comes in. So I'm going to take the 2 pieces that I have here. I'm going to put them together like so. They're together. I'm going to feed my wire through it. And I'm going to tie it off. So I basically took the wire and I wrapped it around the ribbon and I twisted the wire so that it enclosed the ribbon inside. There we go. So that's what it looks like. Now these 2 pieces right here will go around the top of my tree. And then I will do the same type of thing around the back to keep it tied on. So that is how I do the ribbon part of the bow. So y'all, I just took it. There's 4, and you can make as many of these as you want. And I just wrapped that wire around the top of my tree. The tree has that one little sprig, I guess you'd call it, at the very top. And I just took my wire and I wrapped it around that little sprig. And then I just draped out the ribbon in 4 different areas. So for this part, I know you can't see my face, but I don't really see the point in you having to see my face. So for this part, I've got my whole roll of ribbon here. And I've got 2 of the floral wires. And I have 2 because I feel like 2 is going to give it enough strength to wrap around the tree and kind of because I'm going to end up having a lot of ribbon. So 2 wire makes it a little bit more sturdy than just 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lay this on the floor. Okay. And you're going to start, you want to get a piece, pull it out enough to where you get a nice long piece here. Because this is going to be the part that hangs down from your bow. Okay. So I want to have a nice amount of that. Okay, I think that's good. You're going to have to take this piece here, and you want to make sure that you have enough on this end here to where you can tie a bow. Tie a bow. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing loops. So I am going to loop it. And this part, it just depends on how big you want your bow. So I'm going to take it, and this is still attached to this ribbon spool at the bottom, and I'm going to start making my loops for my ribbon. So I'm going to make it one way, and I'm going to hold it right here. So every time I make a loop, I'm going to grab it with my finger. Then I'm going to go down, and I'm going to make another loop underneath. And you go, and I'm going to hold it right here. Like so. Now I'm going to go back up. And my ribbon is twisting. And now I'm going to go back up. And the goal is, for every loop, you have to come back and place a portion of it in your fingers. So now I'm going to go down, and I'm going to make another loop back up to the center. So we're going to call this the center mark. Then I'm going to go back up. And y'all, these can be as big as you want them. You can make as many as you want them. And I'm going to make one down. And that is all I'm doing. Making loops, then bringing the bottom of the loop up to the fingers in the middle. And I seriously do this every time, and I'm like, I have no idea if I'm going to do this right. I can't remember how I did it last year. And you don't want to make them so big that the ribbon is going to lay down because it doesn't have enough, because it won't stand up. So you want it to be a nice size that when you fan it out, the wire is going to keep it standing up. So I just keep doing this, and there's not a magic number. I just keep doing this until I feel like that it looks like that there's enough to put on the tree. And this is why you want to have enough ribbon on your spool to do this project, because if you just have a little bit, it's probably not going to work, especially if you're wanting to use it on the top of your tree. So all I'm doing is I'm looping it, feeding it to the middle. Looping it, feed it to the middle. And I'm hoping I'm making the loops big enough. Okay, looping it, feed it to the middle. And it's wanting to wind up on me. Look at that. It's wanting to wind up on me, so I'm having to be careful with that as well. And the first year I did this, I don't even think it was that good when I did my bow. But every year I've gotten better and better at it. Some years better than others. Okay, so I think I'm going to do 2 more. Okay, I'm going to do 1 more at the bottom, and then I'm going to show you how I end it. Because you're probably going, okay, how do I end this? Okay, so there we go. So now I've got my bow right here, and I usually twist it in the middle to make sure that they're all together. Okay. And then we're going to have to cut off the end. So now I need to take note on how long this starter piece was, and then make sure that I have about that much on this other side, the one that's still attached to the ribbon spool, and then cut. Okay. So what I do now is I take my wire and I wrap it around the middle section and I twist it around, and you guys, you're not going to see that middle section anyways, like so. And my bow is done. So it probably looks like a hot mess right now, but you guys, once I get this on top of my tree, I will fan everything out. I will go through the little bottom portions right here, and I will trim if I need to. So now that is what I'm going to show you. So I'm kind of going to zoom out to show you how I'm putting this on the top of my tree. And if you notice, you've got the two things right here, the two wires. You're going to use those two wires to wrap around the very top of your tree. And that, you guys, is how I make my Christmas tree topper. I will make sure in the description below to leave a link to the video that I've watched for 10 plus years if I can find it and if it's still on YouTube. But at the beginning it was very difficult to do it even after watching the tutorial, but now I kind of feel like I've got the hang of it. And hopefully I did an okay job explaining it, but if not, just check that link in the description below. And this is our family Christmas tree. It is filled with all sorts of family ornaments that have special meanings to us. We have ornaments from when we got married. Each one of our kids has an elf that tells their elf that they're ready for them to come for Christmas. Each one has a birthday ornament. We have family ornaments, and we have ornaments like a sand dollar that we got last year on our first beach vacation. So every ornament that we put on this tree is special to our family. And that, you guys, is my 2017 Christmas home tour. I hope you have enjoyed all of the decorations that we have used this year. If you are interested in any of those, make sure you check the links in the description below. Some of them may be affiliate links, meaning if you click on a link and make a purchase, I make a small commission off of the sale, but it does not affect the price for you at all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you give this video a thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe if you haven't done so already. I hope y'all have a fantastic week, and until next time, bye you guys.